And if you look on the screen, you can sort of see how it's centering. What's going on? I'm the JakeOfALL. I'm back. Oh, what
do you have on?
What were you doing?
What? Oh. Well, it's about to run off.
All right, so we got a wall, and we're gonna put a TV up, but I got something cool that I wanna show you. I know I promised you something special. So come here, come here, come here. You ready? There's like it's gonna be like the Indiana Jones, the bright light. Oh, that's right. So I don't know if you've seen these advertisements for Walabot. This is the Walabot DIY 2. This thing is like having, I closed it instead of opened it. This thing, it's pretty crazy. So if you've ever used a stud finder, typically they're using like static electricity. This has got like some crazy, I don't know, it must have like some military science in it, whatever. But I'm gonna show you it on a smartphone, and that's what it uses. So I've got an Android phone in here, but I also have my standard iPhone, and I'm gonna pair it to both. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you on live, not like a home electronics show, right, with some studs and like where you can see behind it. I'm gonna show you on this real wall, and you can see there's no holes, right? I also have a couple other places in the house where we've run some wires, and I ran into some situations, and I will show you that as well. That if I had something like this to know, because this isn't just gonna show me studs, this is gonna show me pipes and wires. And there's a couple different ways you can use it. Now you notice there's not a screen on here, so when I keep saying, I'll show you, but I'll use one of the devices like this, or an iPhone, and the screen, and I'll show you in its sort of picture mode, and then there's an expert mode where you can sort of see what it's seeing. And it's pretty cool what it's finding behind the wall, because this isn't just a standard wall. This is drywall. This is probably gonna be block with furring strips. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna get this paired, and we'll come back and let's show you what's on this wall. All right, so I've got the Walabot out and I've got it up on the wall. All right, so, yep, oh, she's showing the phone. Okay, so I know there's a stud here, right? Because it's a window frame. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this along the wall, okay? And you can see here, it's detecting, and it looks like it's gonna be detecting a good bit of wires in this wall because, right? But let's go ahead and keep moving. Okay, so now, right, now, spoiler alert, right? If you have an outlet, you should typically have a stud to the left and right of it. So what I'm gonna come over here, and there's a little center mark on the top of this. And if you look on the screen, you can sort of see how it's centering. So I'm just gonna put a tick mark here, right? And I'm gonna work my way around, right? So this is probably this wire that's finding in the wall. I don't know how it's snaking. Now this again is like a lath or a furring strip. So this wall is a lot thinner. We're gonna come down. We wanna try to hit 2 studs, okay? Okay, and this is giving us more of what the device is seeing, right? So what does that say there?
Wooden stud.
Right, it's saying, right, I'm right there about on the center, and you can see how the blob is centered, and that's where it's guessing, right? Okay, now let's go ahead and just keep moving. Let's see what the screen is detecting. It's finding a wire. When I get the bracket laid out as well, the top and bottoms, I'm gonna run one more quick scan to make sure we're not actually gonna hit a wire. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and lay the TV and the bracket out, and we'll be right back. All right, so I've got the cardboard on the wall. I've extended my lines to where it's saying it is. I wanna double check it right before I drill. I'm gonna go ahead and launch the app. Now this is my iPhone. That was the Android I was using. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch to this phone, and I'm basically just gonna say that it's gonna wanna join. All right, so we're connected and we can tell. So it's anytime you turn this on, it does wanna calibrate. I don't know if I showed you that, but I will show you. So it's basically to make sure the depth and all that stuff is figuring it out right, it's gonna wanna calibrate. Now, as I showed you before, I'm gonna run it in image mode. And what I want to do is I want to bring it over here, and I want to make sure, yep, right, that we're showing that stud. and that was showing that stud. So we're good. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just power this off. But when I'm done hanging this TV, I promise I'll be back. I'm gonna show you scanning this on some interior walls, showing some electrical that we ran into, where I knocked out PACKOUT Princess's hairdryer.
Oopsie.
Oopsie. And we'll be back. I'm gonna put this on here, and I'm just gonna go high. Okay, we're getting close. Where'd it go? All right, so it's got one there, which means we are on the right side of the outlets. All right, we've got one there. But you notice what I haven't seen pop up on the screen? Tell them.
Electrical wires?
Right. So what I'll do is I'm gonna come back over here. And there we go. There's a wire, and let's switch it to expert mode. So here you can see this little faint line. That's showing the wire, and there's gonna be wire in there because of this switch, and we know. We found that where we want to put the Nerf rack is fine, but watch this. Do you want to see something hilarious? Look at how this bracket is pulling out of the wall. Watch this.
Now move your head.
On my
There
head.
you
Watch.
go.
And watch the screen. Right there. Right on they were like a half an inch away. Now granted these shelves aren't that, but they could have angled that screw, but there's no way. Yeah, so that's right on the edge of it. They were close, but you know, no cigar. So let's go show them your bathroom where I hit the wire. All right, so I'm in the princess's closet. Bathroom, dressing, whatever. And okay, so I've got it on a spot on the wall. Watch this, I'm gonna move it over. We're gonna find this stud. Okay, so this stud is important. And you're gonna ask why, because watch this. We're gonna move over. What's that?
The wire.
What is it? It's pipe wire. Now, can you see the drywall? Show them the drywall. Cut out.
A nice square cut out.
Right, so this was an access that I cut open because of something right here. You want to see what it is?
What is it?
Should we go show them?
Okay, sure.
Do you see this bracket? Do you see the stud? Zoom in there and show them right there where I'm pointing at. See that anchor? That anchor went right through that stud, and when I put that screw in, it just nicked the side of it. Now, had I known this, I could have stayed away from it. Oh, hey, it works. If you know 16 on center, and you were to go along the wall, and you were to put a tape measure, and you were to mark it, and you were to run the Walabot along that wall, it found it every single time. It found the wires in the wall that I hit.
Oopsie.
It found the wires in the wall that I didn't want to hit hanging the TV, but it works with both the iPhone and the Android, no problem. And yeah, it's definitely got my seal of approval. So check it out. I'll make sure I put a link below. And if you guys like more of these style videos where I show you a product in a project, I would love for you to comment below and tell me what you think.